I'm Just Saying is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfu.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at freshbooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Everybody, welcome to I'm Just Saying Week 82. I am Andrew Zarian, and I'm joined by Joanna here on the couch.
Hi.
How you doing, Joe?
Good.
Good, and I'm joined by Lon.
Not on the couch.
Not on the couch.
Not on the couch.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Oh.
We are relatively
good.
relatively unmigrained, both of us.
Yeah, sure.
I just want every day to end. I wake up and I
Every
wait.
day does end, Andrew.
No, but I wait for the day to end. I
Oh.
wake up and I say, when will this day end?
What's going on?
I don't know. It's just everything.
Just everything. Having a rough time.
Rough life.
What's been the reaction to the studio?
People liking it. I still
Yeah.
have a lot to change.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the stuff is not working. Like your shot is a little funky. There needs to be some kind of lighting on this shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with this shot. So the only one that's kind of okay is my shot at this point.
Well,
And isn't that the
as
most
it
important?
should be.
That's actually the only one, which I'm surprised. That's the only one that really works well.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having problems like audio issues. Like right now, I'm way too bassy in my headphones.
Oh.
Well, we
okay.
should have like a whole like show in the dark. Just candle it.
There you go.
Just the entire thing. Just candle it. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's perfect actually.
I
That works
like
for me.
that.
Yeah.
The blackout version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys watch the Giants game yesterday? I know Joe's a big football fan.
I know. Okay. Here's. Okay. No, I didn't. Here's what I know.
Okay.
I know that the Giants won against. Well, let's test Joanna because I kind of ran this through the. Do you know who the Giants beat, hon?
The Ravens?
No, you were close. The other team played the Ravens. Who was the other team that won?
The New England Patriots.
Right. She didn't even say
The
Boston.
Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
They beat the Winnipeg Jets 2-1.
So New England beat the Ravens. But here's even better. Why are the Baltimore Ravens named the Baltimore Ravens?
How the hell do I know?
Oh, I thought I told you this as an English teacher.
Oh.
Who's from Baltimore?
Edgar Allan Poe.
There you go.
Do you remember that Edgar Allan Poe trip in 6th grade?
No, see, you took the 6th grade trip. I didn't take that.
It was
Allan
Oh,
Poe
it was so bad.
Yeah, because Edgar,
It was in Pennsylvania.
some house that Edgar Allan Poe lived in.
And they took.
They took, and it was like a 6 a.m. and you got back at like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, God.
It was single-handedly one of the worst things ever.
Those
One of the
are
worst
deadly.
trips.
Oh yeah.
You think it was bad for you?
Oh no, the teachers were saying it was awful.
Were probably
yeah.
ready to shoot themselves.
No, it was so bad. I mean, the teachers were just. Remember Handelman?
Oh yeah.
She was just fed up. Like you could tell that everybody on that trip was fed up.
Totally fed up.
Yeah,
So,
it was
Andrew,
awful.
Andrew, okay,
Totally
she's
right.
not your age, but just picture you
Yeah.
with 110 11-year-olds.
Okay.
How would that feel to you?
Oh, just miserable.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
like I love the teachers. Like, oh, look at them. They get the day off. They go on a fun trip. I
It's
remember
hell.
Yeah,
when
it
we
is.
used to go on the Washington trip,
It's
and
hell.
they used to let me take my wife, and we'd be walking into the hotel room, and kids would be going, ooh, and I'm like, yeah. I always, when I want to sneak off to have sex with my wife, I like to go with like 300
kids.
8th graders.
Yes.
Yeah, it
So
has
that's
to be
the
miserable.
ridiculous
I
thing
never went on
ever.
those trips, by the way.
You
I
never
never
went?
went on trips. That was the only trip I ever went on my entire life.
The Washington trip?
No, I never went on
Oh, the-
Washington.
Washington
The Edgar
trip,
Allan Poe
I
one.
think the kids had fun.
Yeah, because they're all thinking, you know why the kids want to go on that? Because it's like a go away trip,
Right.
and they all think they're gonna be able to like smoke cigarettes and drink somehow.
Right. Exactly.
That's the
they
only
could
reason.
give two shits about
the Washington,
memorials
yeah,
and
monument.
right. They could care less. No, they want to get away from their parents. They want to be in the motel. They want to order pizza at midnight because that's a big deal when you're 13. They want to talk all night and stay up and eat junk and
meanwhile I had to patrol the halls throughout the evening.
Oh yes, that
walking
was
up
so
and
much
down,
fun.
and then we taped the kids into their room. We put
Yeah.
masking tape on the doors so that way you knew that the kids had been in and out of the room at all. It was-
Yeah, we had to
Wait a minute. What do you mean put masking tape on the wall?
Once the
At-
kids were in the room, you put masking
like
tape
11
on.
o'clock. Yeah,
Oh, so it snaps?
Yeah.
right. So it would break if they opened the door to leave the room.
Okay.
So that's how you know whether or not they left the room.
So
we
kids
had
were
to-
crawling through the damn windows.
Yeah,
It's
we
great.
had to masking tape all the rooms. But honestly, we didn't care who was in the room. Like, whoever was in the room at 11 o'clock, that's who stayed
Stay
there.
Yeah, seal it up.
It's just seal it up. We don't know what's going on in there.
And we had
But-
to do,
but
each
you know
teacher
what-
had to do like a 2-hour shift in the hallway.
Yeah.
Would you catch kids?
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh,
would they be
yeah.
doing?
Trying to get out.
Yeah.
And
They
do
didn't
what?
even know what they were. They didn't even know what they were going to do.
No, they were trying to sneak out into each other's rooms
What I would love
so
is
that they could say they
rumor,
snuck out into each
rumor
other's
would
rooms.
start like, you
You
know,
know.
the bar is still open. Like, you know, because they're going to let 8th graders in their
Yeah.
pajamas buy cocktails.
Right, exactly.
Some
It's so
some
stupid.
kid, some 12-year-old kid goes to the bar. He's like, I would like a Tom Collins because
Yeah,
that's what he heard his
exactly.
dad order
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
Harvey Wallbanger.
No, you know what was a really big thing for them to do, which probably wouldn't be nearly as interesting now because they all have cell phones. But a big thing was calling each other's rooms.
Yeah, because they
on
heard
the
like
in-house
calling each other
telephone.
in-house telephones were free.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were calling each other's telephones.
And then they would scream because it wasn't them. Oh, I got another number. I got a guy who's
or
like
they
really
would
pissed
make
off. I
prank
think he's
phone
gonna come
calls to
get
the
us.
other people. Like they just dial a number
Yeah.
and get
So
somebody's room, and they
stupid.
make
Kids are so
prank
dumb.
phone
Kids are
calls.
so dumb. Like the age of 12 to
It's so
16
stupid.
is the worst type of human being ever. Like they should all, you know what? I would just lock every kid up from the age of 12 to 16 and then just
They're
let them go
horrible.
when they're like 17 years
They're
old.
horrible. They really
The
are. They're
worst
horrible.
type of human being.
They were so well. One hotel we stayed in
Complained that our kids were
complained that the
noisy.
kids were
and I was
making
like,
noise.
you
I
booked
said-
200 junior high schoolers.
Yeah. we
What did
looked
you
at
expect?
They were like, well, you know, they were very noisy, and mind you, they really were not bad.
And that was a good class.
Yes, they
Yeah.
really were not bad. At most, what they did was, you know, talking and laughing too loud in the rooms. Like that particular year, they weren't even sneaking out. Like the kids, they really were good kids. They just were kids, you know, they were loud.
Mm-hmm.
They were complaining. We have complaints. And I looked at the guy and I was like, you booked 200 junior high school kids
From New York City.
Yeah, what did you expect?
into your hotel. What did you expect? They would be silent? I mean, they were at least not running around the hotel.
I don't know. You know, I don't think my school had, like, in high school, we didn't have, like, a senior trip. Like, I think we did, but it wasn't like a
We
big
did.
overnighter.
Like 10 kids went.
Yeah, like I remember we had
did.
the ski trip, the senior ski trip that wasn't sanctioned by the school.
Oh,
And
that's different.
one of the sophomore girls went on it and provided the seniors with a great sex tape. That the next day, like all the kids, like that Monday, everybody came to school. Every guy had it, and one of these kids had like a DVD player, like a flip DVD player, because
Are you
that's what.
serious?
Like this is before smartphones.
Yeah.
And he was playing it on the DVD player.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
a
on
sophomore
my
girl.
school trip, they had like naughty cave paintings. Yeah.
I bumped into her, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah, she has the same name as Jess and nearly the same last name. So when I was dating Jess, people thought I was dating that girl.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's hysterical.
Isn't that funny? And
That
she worked
is.
at the same place that Jessica worked.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird. When I was in high school, we went to. Was I a junior? Yeah, I was a junior. There was an eclipse, a solar eclipse, and you could only see it from certain places. And one of them was Norfolk, Virginia. So they took us on a trip down to Norfolk, Virginia.
Well, that's that.
Overnight.
I would want to see that now. By the way, somebody in the chat room said during their Washington trip, one of the Magnet kids put a Twix bar wrapper and all in the microwave, and they had to evacuate. That's what somebody in the chat room said. Oh, MS67.
Fun times.
Yeah, the Magnet kids.
Fun times.
Those magnet kids, yes, the ones who are supposed to be so intelligent.
Yeah, I know a lot of those
Because
Magnet
really,
kids,
the
by
only
the way.
fun thing to put in a
You do?
microwave is a CD.
I know one's delivering pizza for a living.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you have
Are
to
you
tell me later.
serious?
Do I know them?
Maybe.
So
I don't know if they ever had you.
So I'm in boot camp class the other day, and I'm on the ground doing some.
And you put a Twix
some
bar
big
in a
stuff.
microwave. You have to evacuate.
Absolutely. But I raised my head up, and there's some young guy working out head to head with me, and he's working out, and after about 30 seconds, he looks at me and he says, "Mr. Blaze." One of my former students had no idea about the boot camp and everything. He just saw it.
I
and
would
he
say
said,
no. I would be like, what?
"Oh no, it's too fun to mess with them because I am that guy. Because I'm like, I'm ripping up and down the floor here now.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun."
I would just mess with them. I'd be like, no. Who's that?
Did I ever tell you a girl I was engaged to did that to me once?
No.
We were Joe was with me. A girl that I was engaged to a girl, like what? When did I meet you? 85, 3 years before I met Joanna. And she woke up one day and went, "I can't do this." And she was like gone that night.
It's always a good that's always a good one.
But wait a minute. But she broke up.
That's a good type of breakup.
She broke up with me. Okay. So we're at Crate and Barrel. Pottery Barn. Crate and Barrel.
Crate and Barrel.
Crate and Barrel in the city, down on the corner of Broadway and Houston. And I need to use the bathroom, so I walk up to the woman at the desk to ask her where the bathroom is. And she's tending a customer, and it's this girl that I used to be engaged to.
Uh-huh.
And I went, "Excuse me, could you show me where the bathroom is?" And not only did the girl do it, but the girl that I used to be engaged to 25 years ago was also pointed to where the bathroom was. And the second she pointed, it registered who I was.
Who you were. Oh, my God.
So she didn't say anything, and I took 3 seconds, and I went, because it didn't register with me. So I walked past Joe, and I went, I said, "That's her." It's, I'm not going to mention names.
Did she say anything?
Wait a minute. So I go to the bathroom, I go back, I said, should I say something? And she's like, "Yeah, go say hi." So I walked up, and I went, I'm going to use not her name.
Okay.
I said, "Barbara?" And she looked at me dead in the eye, and she went, "No." And I'm thinking, well, I have it wrong. And my eyes shift down, and she's holding the sales receipt. She's just like filled up, and it's her
Barbara.
name.
Why would she do that?
Because she's very strange.
What a weird person.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
very strange. She apparently has chosen to
Ignore everything
yes.
in her life that didn't work out.
Post 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post 1980.
Yeah, everything's gone.
Yes.
And
oh my God, that's such a bizarre thing. I know.
So wait,
you know what? That's not the first person that I've heard do that.
So wait a minute. So I immediately I said
weird.
I should call Richard because one of my best friends went out with her before I got engaged to her.
Yeah.
And I said, "You won't believe it. I just bumped into Barbara, and she denied being her." And he was like, "Oh, that's so weird."
Well,
That's
she
so
had done the same.
Well, wait a
thing
minute.
to
What
him.
did you say when you were like?
I said
You weren't like, I see
just
your
went,
name on your receipt.
No, I didn't. I just went when she said no, and I saw her name
know.
on the receipt. I just
said
went
to him, "You totally should have. I would have."
I would have destroyed her.
Oh,
Okay.
me too.
Well, this is the difference between you and I, Andrew. Not because you're a
You're
bad
too
person.
nice.
No. I just didn't think fast enough because I'm going down the escalator and I went, "Damn!" And she went, "What?" I said, "I just thought of what I should have said." And she said, "What?" She should have turned to her and said, "Oh, because you look exactly like a bitch I used to be engaged to."
You should have been like, "Thank God."
You're so lucky you aren't her. Because
She's
you're
very weird. She's
I
very
worked
strange.
with somebody when I was working in the Gap, and I bumped into her. It was like a year or two later, and she denied who she was. But she denied who she was because I'm the reason why she got fired.
Well, that kind of makes more sense.
But like the entire time at the bar, like she was at the bar with her friends. I'm at the bar with my friends. And I said hello. Like I didn't have any problems with her. Like I was the manager. She stole money. And I had to get rid of her. So she...
well, maybe she thought you were back for the money.
I don't know. But she denied who she was. And I'll say her name. I don't care. Her name was Lauren. And I'm like, "Hey, Lauren." She's like, "No, I'm not Lauren."
Loryn.
Yes.
But the thing was, like, I know her friends also because they used to come.
It's
And
so
she's with those
stupid.
people. And she's like, "I'm not Lauren." I'm like, "You sure you're not Lauren?" She's like, No. I don't know. Maybe I look like a Lauren. Like she made a joke. The entire time at the bar, I just kept asking random people to go up and say, "Hey, Lauren, how are you?" And she had to deny it about like 30, 40 times
so weird.
that she's Lauren.
That's so weird.
Nut job. A lunatic.
That's so peculiar to me. I don't know. I mean, like Well, yeah, she broke up with him, and it was like 30 years ago. Like, seriously. Like, get over it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I felt bad. Ultimately, I felt bad for her. I did. It's like, wow, you're carrying that around with you? That's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, 30 years later, you still can't.
But there are a lot of people that can't let go of a certain grudge or a certain problem. Like, I'm one of those people that can't let go of grudge. Like, if I'm done, I'm done. Like, I wipe my hands clean. I'll never talk to you, and I'll bash you for the rest of my life. That's the type of person I am.
That's
like,
ridiculous.
I'm not very forgiving. Like, 40 years from now, my enemies now will still be my enemies.
That is so stupid.
And I will talk about them like they harmed me like yesterday.
That is so ridiculous.
I know, I'm just screwed up like that. But
and immature.
No, I'm just unstable in many ways, and I have a lot of issues.
Yeah, he's perfectly mature, just unstable.
Just
Yes.
unstable.
What the
Because
hell
that's
does
so
that
much
mean?
better.
But there are
don't you realize that when you do that, you're actually giving them power?
Yeah, because they control a part of your life.
No,
now.
because once you drop like a certain word about them, like if you know something about them,
Yeah.
like you just have to. There are like only two things that you could say. Like the two things. Everybody has like two things that'll destroy them. Like they'll never have anything to come back to. My thing is most people don't know anything about me. They have this idea of who I am, but I don't really get close with people. Mm-hmm. I never have. So they really have nothing to pull.
Andrew is veiled in mystery.
I'm
They
not,
could
but
lie.
Mm-hmm.
They could lie. And
They
once
could
it's-
lie.
And
And most of the
once
time people
it's
lie.
out there, people, once you put it out in the air, a lot of people will just believe it.
Yeah, that's fine. But
So-
as long as it's not the truth, I don't care.
But see, you're still allowing them to have power over you. You're expending time and energy worrying
Concerned about
them. And
Oh, I don't worry, but like if I like, yeah, I guess I do.
yes,
It
right.
just messes me up.
See, you're and it's all angsting you inside and giving you agita in your stomach. And meantime, they're la-di-da walking down the street. They have no idea.
Let me tell you, I like having agita on my stomach. That's the only way I could function. Only way. Jessica, by the way, explained agita to somebody from San Francisco. They've never used the word. Because we talk about certain words all the time here on the network that we use. Like
That's
we
true.
use agita.
Agita,
Well,
yeah.
because everyone here is of all ethnicities.
It's
Once
a
you live
Yiddish
in New
word.
York, no, agita is Italian.
Agita's
I thought it's
Italian.
Yiddish.
No.
And
No, it's
Italians
Italian.
use it.
No,
no,
it's
no,
Italian.
agita is Italian.
You
It's-
sure about that?
Yes, it's agita. Agita. If you were to say it correctly, it's agita.
I don't know who it was. Recently, I said how it's an Italian word. They go, no, it's actually a Yiddish word that a lot of Italians use. It's a New York thing.
I don't think so.
And I was as confused as you were, so now I just confused you.
I don't think so. I think it's
And that's
an
how
Italian
rumors
word.
are spread.
But it's because it's not
I heard
pronounced
it was
correctly.
owned
We
by a
say
big Eastern
agita.
city.
I say agita.
but it's really agita.
Agita.
So
That's where we
Yeah.
get the word agitation.
Agitation, yeah.
Yes.
And that's where babies come from.
from agitation.
Yeah. No? That's not true either? I'm just spreading rumors like that person that dislikes me.
Only
Hey,
sometimes.
Andrew, if they came from agitation, you'd have 15 kids.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. I just function that
Andrew would
way.
single-handedly be populating the earth.
So you didn't watch the game at all?
No. You
Not
know what?
only
This is where we came up with our question for
Not
tonight.
only did we
Okay.
not watch the game, let me just say,
I want to know what you did, and I'll tell you what I did last night.
Okay.
finding out that the Giants won
Yeah.
Kind of depressed her.
ruined my weekend.
Why? Why? Because now everybody's posting it on their Facebook that the
Yes,
Giants won?
because everybody is going to be talking about this
Yeah.
until the damn Super Bowl and afterwards. And it just makes me crazy, and I don't want to hear it. And if they lost, everyone would bitch and moan for a day or two, and it would be
And
over.
then they talk
But
about
now-
pitchers and catchers.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to hear them talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got pretty drunk around 2:00 in the afternoon, and I proceeded to keep my buzz till about 12 in the morning. Jessica and I drank about 4 bottles of champagne, and then I topped it off with a 6-pack.
Oh my God!
Yeah, yeah.
While you were watching
And
the
did
football
what?
game?
Just hung out?
I remember turning it on, but I don't even remember anything. Like I could have swore I told Jess the Winnipeg Jets are winning.
There you go.
Like I have no idea. We watched Dexter though. We watched the entire.
We went to see
almost the entire season of
we
Dexter.
went to
Oh, really?
see My Week with Marilyn.
Yes, last night.
How was it?
Really good.
Really good.
She's amazing.
She's
She's
absolutely
amazing. Michelle
amazing.
Williams
Okay.
plays Marilyn
she's
Monroe.
amazing.
She is so.
Oh, I can see
so
that. I
good.
can see the resemblance.
She was wonderful, and the makeup. Whoever did her makeup and stuff did an amazing job because
was
she
only
really,
better.
really looks like her.
Yeah.
But she just embodied her. She was really fabulous, and it's a good movie. It's an interesting movie.
And
It's a little slice of.
Oh, let's see here. Agita first appeared in American English in the early 1980s.
'Cause,
it's an Italian word. You're right. It's
he
Italian.
sings agita in Broadway Danny Rose.
The
Right.
word's usage is limited to
Agita.
New York City and surrounding regions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody
It
knows
didn't
what the
just
hell it
appear
is.
in the 1980s because my
It
mother.
became popularized.
Popular.
Yes, because my mother and my aunts and uncles and grandmother used it.
Absolutely. I never heard of it until I met her, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
Well,
guys
you
say
didn't-
wicked.
But
You
I
didn't-
also used to call it like prosciutto.
Yeah, you didn't know shit
And
from
not-
Shinola about anything ethnic, so He was really-
But what do you guys use up in? You guys say wicked a lot.
Yeah, wicked. Everything's
Wicked.
wicked bad, wicked good.
they,
Yeah.
What I love is that wicked gets
Ethnicity
teamed
is-
with everything. You know, so in the 50s, things were wicked boss and wicked cherry. And then, like, in the 60s, they were wicked groovy. And then, like, in the 80s, they were wicked excellent and wicked awesome. Everything was just wicked something. Wicked
Yeah.
just means very. It's wicked good. Wicked good. Or as I say when I've had a very long day, I'm wicked tired. Wicked tired.
Does it come out? It comes
Yeah.
out, right?
That's-
oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I did not watch the game. Well, I watched parts of it. The Giants
Okay,
were
I do
losing.
know-
I'm a Niners fan, so
See, owning the
in
gym.
the end,
Owning the gym,
Yeah.
I think I needed to know who
Oh, okay.
won,
You
and
need-
I,
you
and
need
I
to be
knew
one
that
of
the
those.
games were won on kicks. You know,
Okay.
they're won and lost on kicks and that sort of thing. But you know, I do like I said, I confess to liking the NFL Week in Review because it condenses it all down to a half an hour. You know, there's narration and music and slow motion. It's way more theatrical. It's prettier. I like it that more. I like it more that way. But I was saying, like I was. Do you know any like fans? You
oh
know,
my god, everybody that I know.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay. Who's the most extreme fan you know? Do you,
It's
do you
so
have face painting?
ridiculous.
You know, I wear the name of the guy who's with his number. And
Well,
his name
if
on
you
the
look
back
on
of
Facebook, like you see who the maniacs are, and they're fighting with people. Like they'll get into
Oh yeah,
crazy fights
Oh,
with people
yeah.
over
yeah.
people they have never met in their lives.
Thank you.
Like, listen, I like baseball. I watch I'm a Mets fan. I'm used to losing.
You
But-
would be.
I don't go on Facebook and start. I mean, getting not like shit talking. I'm talking literally fighting with somebody on
Oh, I
Facebook and
know.
just going at it
I know
because you like one team and the other
It's
one likes another.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Is this-
I've
is
never
it-
seen
is it-
anything so stupid.
What's the gradation? Is it football fans are the worst? I mean, are there any other fans that paint themselves?
I don't think people do that anymore.
Joe and I were
Oh,
talking
they
about we
do.
want to go to the Oscars, like to go to
And
the red
just paint
carpet,
yourself
Yes.
and paint yourself like the colors of the movie. Like if the color purple was there, I'd paint myself purple, and you
Yeah.
know, and wear a football jersey that said "Whoopi" on it.
I don't
you know?
understand the whole concept of this rabid fanhood. First of all, I don't understand the whole concept of screaming, "We're number one! We're number one!" No, they're number one. You did nothing.
You turned on
sat on
TV.
your fat ass and watched TV and ate chips while they played the game.
I don't know. People get really. I mean, it's like a holiday.
It's I do not get it.
Like we went out yesterday, to just get like food and drinks,
Uh-huh.
and it was just the streets were just. I mean, crazy. Bell Boulevard was out of control because everybody's getting their stuff for the party, and I'm thinking, I'm like, they are treating this like if it's like a holiday, like it's
Yes.
Christmas. Like people
Yeah.
are getting the sandwiches
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, I kind of don't know what people get from it. I really don't.
Listen, I don't like the game. I don't enjoy it, but I can understand that somebody would enjoy a game, would enjoy a sport, and would enjoy watching it
Because I
for the
like an intense curling
concept
match. You
of
know,
Yeah.
the sport.
Well, I like boxing. I think boxing is a little like you could get behind somebody in boxing,
but then
it's hard to get
but
behind a team. to
right?
me.
That's team because the team's never the same. I could even understand like when I was growing up. You know, Rico Petrocelli was the shortstop of the Boston Red Sox. he'd like come to your town.
Right.
He'd like, and he'd be there at
Yeah.
shortstop for 12 years.
Yeah, it was a very different
Did you
situation.
see the documentary Ghosts of Brooklyn?
No.
No.
I think it's called Ghosts of Brooklyn. Let me just.
Well, it's like I know my
The Ghosts of Brooklyn.
my mother was not a sports fan, but even my mother, I remember her telling me when the Dodgers left Brooklyn, was upset because they kind of were hometown boys.
Yeah, the Ghosts of Flatbush. Yeah, because they lived in the neighborhood
Yes,
and it
and
was
they
like a
would
big thing. Yeah.
Yes, they
Like,
would come
A
to the
couple of them, they
neighborhood.
were not making huge money. A couple of them were like working used car lots. They were salesmen
'cause
in the
they
off
didn't
season because
make
they.
the kind of money they make now, and yeah, they were part of the neighborhood, and the kids would actually meet these guys, and the guys would be on the team for 10, 12 years. It would be
But
the same
you also
guys.
I mean you have franchise players more than you do now. We have very limited franchise players, but you also have to remember it was a different time where living in a McMansion did not exist. Having a Rolls Royce did not exist. You're talking if you got a caddy, you were living good.
Yeah, but the
You-
other
you
thing was,
saved
if
up
you
to
were
buy a
from New
caddy.
York, I know people who live in New York who are like diehard, Indianapolis Colts fans, and it's like that did not used to exist. You were from New York, you followed a New York team.
Right, it was
just
your
that
home
way.
team.
It was your hometown.
But you know what's interesting? A lot of other teams like the Cowboys, right? There are Cowboys bars here in New York.
The Cowboys were
Yes.
the very
There are-
first team,
Yes.
the very first team of all teams in any sport to be called America's team. The Cowboys were America's team at one point.
Hold on, Rock. Is Rock there? Karen. There are no New York Giants bars outside of New York, right? There are other teams. You could go to a Cowboys bar here in New York. You could go to there are certain teams that have followings in other states, but New York teams don't have that.
I know there's a San Diego bar in Manhattan.
Yeah,
I'm not aware of any Giants.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anywhere, and I've always wondered why that is. Because
Well,
there's so many
because
New
New
Yorkers
Yorkers-
outside.
Well, I think
I don't
because people
know.
come to New York and bring their team with them, so there'll be certain bars.
I always found that interesting.
There's a Red Sox bar.
Well, New
in
York is such a
Yeah.
trend. You have so many people who live here, especially in Manhattan, that are from somewhere else.
Yeah.
People come here. So I guess that's why they bring their traditions and stuff with them. Because you can find, soccer team bars in Manhattan because immigrants come in and they
Yeah,
are
I know
nuts
a
for
couple
soccer.
of the English pubs that all they play is soccer. That place on 44th Street.
Yeah.
Where we used to go after the shows.
Yeah.
So interesting to have a crowd of rowdy actors and rowdy soccer players
Yes.
That's
together.
funny.
It's interesting.
When Kunal had his comedy show at the Triple Crown Bar, and I guess a lot of actors go there,
Yeah.
and you could tell that they're actors because they do these pretend, the way they speak to each other. It's almost like they're acting, and they're acting like a fight. And it's really interesting to hear them speak to each other, and you can spot the actors from them.
Oh, absolutely.
Always.
And what's
Always.
really fun is that you can spot the difference between not only actors from other people, but you can spot film actors from stage actors.
Yeah, these were stage actors. By the way.
Yes.
It was
Film-
very obvious.
And
Stage
you could-
actors?
Yeah.
And you can
Nowhere
definitely
near as pretty as the film actors.
and you can, yeah,
No, they weren't very pretty either.
Unless they're musical theater chorus people.
Yeah, and then they're really, really, really
Then
pretty,
they're
but they're all
really
men.
pretty.
So are you a fan of anything? What are you a fan of? Do you get
I'm a
excited about anything like people do about sports?
I love
But I think it's
figure
everything-
skating.
Yeah, but again, if figure skating is
But-
on, it's not like we gather all our figure skating friends together
Yeah.
and have people over and scream at the TV.
I might make a point of watching the Olympics.
Yeah, but everybody watches the Olympics, and they're awful. The Olympics are awful.
I love the Olympics, man.
He loves the Olympics. I will watch the figure skating, the gold medalists in figure skating.
I
will
like
watch
individual
that.
pursuit more than team.
Yeah.
I like watching tennis. Love watching tennis.
I will occasionally watch tennis. Believe it or not, I'll watch surfing.
Yeah.
I will watch a surfing competition.
But I guess you're right.
But
people feel that they need to get behind something to
I
an
mean,
extreme
look,
level.
But what
Okay.
does that get you?
The
I mean,
Os-
and I'm really interested. I'm not judging. I think it's weird, but
no,
okay.
I'm judging.
Okay, Joe is judging tonight.
I'm judging. I think it's weird.
I think it's pretentious and
I think it's no. I mean, when people are that crazy about a team of folks doing something that they themselves are not doing, and they don't even know these people. I mean, I honestly remember being in California with a girlfriend. We were staying with her brother and his wife. Okay, long time ago, because we didn't have money. And I remember all of a sudden the wife comes in, and my friend, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to really be careful today when Jerry comes home." And I was like, "Why?" "Oh, he's really depressed." I said, "What happened?" "Well, the Yankees lost today."
Be careful of what? Like, what is he going to do? Like,
was
you're going to
like-
devastate him or he's going to punch you in the face? What type of be careful is this?
No, he'll just be in a really bad mood. So, we should probably like make a point of like not, being too loud or
Saying anything with bases or
bothering
balls?
him.
yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me or what? He doesn't even know these. I said, like, did he have $100,000 on the game?
And the fact that
then I might understand.
Yeah, then I definitely understand.
I mean, did you
he's
ever
like
cry?
going into a
Did you ever cry at
depression
the result
because
of a game
the
or
team
got
didn't
really
win a
angry?
game?
I was like, oh, that kind of sucked,
My
I mean,
power went out during the NBA Finals for like the last Chicago Bulls game, and I'm a big Chicago fan. I got really angry, but I wasn't like,
Well, okay, I can see that that's annoying. That would annoy me if I was.
That broke up
if
the
I
flow
were-
of the day, but I mean,
If I were watching the Olympic figure skating and it was down to the gold medal, and it was like right when the two top skaters were skating, yeah, I'd be pissed off and annoyed, but it wouldn't like end my life. I wouldn't need to be like coddled the next day. I mean,
what I find funny
seriously.
right now is all the problems like on Facebook between like Jets and Giants fans because the Giants made it to the Super Bowl and the Jets obviously did not.
And all the
and people are going nuts.
paraphernalia that people
yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say, do you have a sports shirt, jacket?
I got a Bulls jersey. I got a Jordan jersey from like 15 years ago.
Okay, but when was the last time you
Okay,
bought
it's a
one
jersey.
When was the last time I bought one of those?
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Do you know I have a Boston Red Sox?
17 years
I
ago,
have a
actually.
Boston Red Sox cap. You know why?
Because
Why?
my
Just to piss her family off.
Yeah.
Because when I married
my
when I
family
married
is
into
all
the
Yankee.
when I married into the family, they started just taunting me because I was from Boston.
They were all Yankee
and they were
fans.
like, and they'd be watching the game. They were like, "You want to watch the game?" I'm like, "No," But they're playing the Red Sox. Yeah, I don't care. It's all right. And they kind of got that I didn't care about sports. Listen, there are a whole bunch of people that make money and stuff, outside of baseball itself and advertisers and stuff. And, there's got to be an economy. So people got to make money somehow. Great, fine. It's just that, I don't understand that what your dad did for his life is valued less than what they do.
I think it's the money.
Yeah.
In all reality.
Yes, it's absurd.
Because sports are American royalty. Sports and celebrity is American.
Celebrity.
I get
Celebrity.
so angry when any kind of celebrity.
Any kind of
it doesn't matter.
celebrity,
Like
yeah.
before it was, actors and athletes.
Right.
Now it's actors, athletes, which the girl who blew this
And
other
Kim
actor.
Kardashian, who does
and who was
absolutely nothing
Dead
to gain
behind
her
the
celebrity.
eyes. If you're dead behind the eyes, you could become a celebrity.
Yeah. They're all overpaid. It's all ridiculous.
Did you ever like, would you seek to go see someone if they were appearing live? Like if Michael Jordan was going to be somewhere, would you go see him? And like 15 years ago, I get the feeling that you might have gone to see Michael. No?
Too much effort to go somewhere. If they came here, I'd be excited.
No. What I'm saying is if like they were in New York.
Oh, if like the Bulls played the Knicks, yeah, I always went to Bulls Knicks games.
Okay.
Like I go to games.
That's. I mean, I can understand.
But like,
somebody
I go
going
to games because I want to have a good time. Like, people go to games because and they get miserable at the game and they go
Yes!
nuts. And I don't
Yes!
understand. Like, if it's gonna disrupt your life that bad, why are you going to this thing that irritates you? Like, if I touch the hot stove, my hand burns and it hurts. So if you are this distraught at a game, why are you going?
Exactly. They act as if it has some
Genuine
personal-
impact on.
Yeah, impact on their life. It's like, really?
Well, something probably happened in their childhood.
A lot of people had screwed up childhoods
Yeah, I think.
then.
Well,
Do you ever?
I
do you
attribute it to
ever
that.
this is always my favorite because it just makes me laugh, and I don't know why it makes me laugh so much, but it does. You'll be in a bank line, and some guy will come up to you,
Mm-hmm.
and there's been too much silence, so we'll turn to you and go, "So what about that Giant game?" Like, that's the very first thing that the guy says to you.
And nobody ever says, "I'm sorry, I don't watch it." You turn around and you think about what you saw on the post, and you go, "Yeah, that was a great tackle in the fourth."
Well,
you know,
because the guy's like this, he's reaching out, he's trying to say, see, I'm awful because I go, "Yeah, I didn't watch it."
and destroys them, screwed him up.
No.
That's what I
I
do.
feel really bad because the guy goes, "Oh, you follow baseball?" And I went, "No, not really."
Yeah.
Did I ever tell
Oh,
you?
this is one of my favorite stories.
This is such a cute story. God, this kid must be. How old is this kid now? He was
He's
10 when
probably
this
35
happened.
and
Yeah,
got
probably. No,
4
he's
kids.
probably like 25.
Yep, he's 25. He may have 4 kids
He
anyway.
may have 4 kids, knowing him. Anyway, when I was working as a counselor, I had a little boy who used to come to me, and he had, I think he had ADHD, and he was difficult in a classroom because he was hyper. But sitting one-on-one, you could have a
Yeah.
great conversation with him because his attention was focused. And he actually was very bright. And he had the greatest name. If you're out there, Vito, this is not a bad story. His name was Vito Cha-Cha. Is that a great name?
CIA, CCIA.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really should be Cha-Cha. But
Yeah.
of course, everyone called him Vito Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
So we're sitting talking one day. He was like 10. And he asked me one day if I like sports. And I said, I'm not really a sports person. So he says, oh, yeah, your husband likes sports too, huh? So I said,
And he just started laughing.
and I said, well, he was a kid, so I was going to be good. So I said, well,
She waits till they grow up to
I
laugh at
said,
them.
yeah, wait till they grow up to laugh. I said, well, he's not really a big sports fan either. Really? What was his favorite sport? And I said, well, I said, okay. He goes, no. He says, I'm going to guess. I said, okay. But I said, I think you're going to have a
Women's
hard
water
time.
polo.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a really hard time. So he says, no, I'm going to guess. So, of course, football, baseball, and we went through hockey.
Every team sport.
Everything.
Then we went into like boxing. No. So
And
finally,
then all the guy stuff, wrestling.
wrestling. He had exhausted everything he could think of. Okay. And he says, I give up. I thought I that's everything. I said, nope, not everything. He goes, all right, I give up. What does he watch? I said, figure skating.
And what was his response?
So the kid
Wait a minute, I
goes,
love this.
he like does a take, and he's quiet for a few seconds. Then he goes, oh, he likes to watch the ladies, huh?
Poor kid.
Little horn dog. Although I got to tell you,
Poor kid.
Katarina Witt coming at you backwards. That's just a pleasant way to die. that's. I never saw the Playboy spread she did. I heard it was really hot.
I saw it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I love that my wife saw it and I didn't.
I know.
This is my life.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I know, it's interesting how people get with sports
I actually
stuff.
have a friend who's a former Penthouse centerfold.
That's true. We do.
Is this the Bob Guccione years, or
Yeah, the Bob
like did
Guccione.
you have to hold like a latex glove filled with urine?
No, not quite that bad.
No, not quite that bad. What was it? Well, when did she do it? In 1980?
No. 93.
93?
Yeah, 93.
Oh, it was the Bob Guccione years.
Yeah.
She was very young.
Oh my God, she was just barely legal. She was
Yeah,
like 18.
she was just barely
She-
legal.
Bob Guccione was one of the most bizarre people in the world. Like such a weird.
Is he
Yeah.
gone?
Yeah, he died 2 years ago.
Did
yeah?
he?
Yeah, almost 80, 79 years
And
old.
then he had like the magazine. Was it called Nova? the magazine?
He's a New Yorker,
Uh-uh.
Brooklyn kid.
That I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I knew.
But I mean, he had some like funky stuff.
He was weird.
Like I because of the shows that we do, like
he was a strange
I know the
boy.
publicist for.
I love because of the shows I do, not because I have any personal knowledge.
No. Like I meet
I have
the
professional
publishers
knowledge.
and like the people at Penthouse because we have a pretty good relationship with them. And like they always say like the crazy spreads like that he would have them do.
Really?
Like crazy, like always bizarre and just like couldn't understand where he was going
Armadillo
with
orgy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he would try to get artsy, but it was like disturbing in a way.
It's all disturbing. I mean, Penthouse is so like
It's not as vulgar as it was
It's
at one
not?
point. No, they've actually
You know what I
gotten
loved
tame.
is when they
really
started
because at
putting,
one point it was really disgusting.
they started having guy and girl pictorials that they were like sort of pseudo porn.
I think they still do that, but
And then,
they're
but
not
wait a
doing.
minute, then they started having 2 girls. And I remember once going, well, you know, the 3-girl episode is coming up real soon. And no sooner did I say it than all of a sudden 3 girls.
No, they changed. I mean, it's totally under different management, you know, of course, but they're not where like Hustler is. I think Hustler is a little bit. More
because
wrong
they
taken.
had gotten really bad. Like they had lost as any like patina of sophistication that they may have had or class.
Who's he? Playboy was the girl next door.
Right.
Penthouse was not.
Who's next door? Who's next door?
Yes. Who's next? Well, we actually have a book with all the Playmates of the year
Of every month.
of the month from every year, and it's interesting to watch the progression of pictures.
No, what's really interesting is to watch my wife and her best girlfriend going through month by month the Playboy centerfolds
and
and
discussing
doing running commentary. It's like, oh look, little show of nipple. I think there's areola there. I think that, yeah, that's I think that's a shadow, Joe. Yeah, no, Susan. I think that's nipple.
Oh wait,
That's-
look, there's Bush. Oh, she's got a landing strip. We've now gotten into the landing strip.
Oh yeah, look,
What-
the
what's
hair's really big and it's a landing strip. It's the 80s.
What's interesting is that they came out in '69, and at the time, I mean, I think they did like really softcore stuff for a while, but I mean, they got hardcore really fast.
Penthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like
yeah,
for the time,
over
if you imagine
over like
for the
3 or
time.
4 years,
It did.
it went from being
Yeah.
just about Playboy to nearly Hustler.
Yeah, I mean, they started off being a little bit edgier than Playboy, and then it went bad.
Yeah,
really
73,
fast.
they kind of changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they became a much wetter publication.
There's a word.
It was
much
a moistened.
But I mean, you know what's
publication.
interesting? Like, who's buying these magazines now? Like, who goes and buys?
That's.
I mean, look
true.
how much they have. So much. Like, they have international circulation, which is totally different. Like, they have. I mean, throughout Europe, they have even Playboy has different editions. Who's buying the magazines? I think
I don't-
Playboy's made a comeback the last couple of years, but like, who's going and buying like porn mags for the porn mag?
I don't know. With all the porn on the internet, I would imagine
There's no.
there's
I mean, Penthouse has currently they have 137,000 issues in circulation a month, which is still dramatically. I mean, what's Playboy's?
I guess.
What was it? At their heights? What were they?
Oh,
Well,
they were probably. I mean, insane. It had to have been really high.
Maybe there are people who like myself.
Playboy's had 1.5 million.
Maybe there are still people like myself that, even though I enjoy reading books on my Nook, I still want a magazine. I want
thumb through.
to thumb through.
I mean, but Playboy's a little different because there's actually articles and it's like a guy's it's Maxim. It's exactly what Maxim
Yeah.
is for guys of people who have never read it. It's like Maxim, but
Except the girls are
showing.
naked.
I
It's
love that
showing
people
the
say
girls.
they read
Yeah.
Maxim. What is that?
Maxim has like gadget shit, and like guys like gadgets
Gadgets
And
breasts,
cars.
which are basically the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah, gadgets, cars, and
Well,
broads.
Playboy actually has done some really good interviews.
Over the years. Yeah,
Over the
they're-
years.
No, Penthouse does some great interviews too.
I think didn't Playboy win a couple Pulitzers?
Yeah.
I think they did for
Yeah. They did some really, really good interviews, and they've done really good articles on stuff, and they're well written. I don't.
And I'm
think
a fan.
that's-
I'm going to paint my face in Playboy colors.
Yeah.
You should the black and the white.
Yes.
$1.5 million in circulation. I cannot believe that. In
You know
this
what you
day.
should do? You should like get a little like rubber stamp with the Playboy bunny and stamp it all over your face.
Yeah, because I'm a
You know
fan.
what's funny? Hustler's $500,000 in circulation. Hustler puts out more
Really?
issues than Hustler puts out more issues than Penthouse does. They're a bigger magazine.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Huh.
I don't know.
Larry Flint.
I guess people still like having the magazine.
Yeah, they like to roll it, you know.
But Flint was known for like their for buying like celebrity photos and putting it in the magazine. That's what Hustler got like big from. He had the Jackie O photos in '71.
The Jackie O photo?
Yeah, she was sunbathing without like her top.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a big deal.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
He paid like $18,000 for it.
Jackie, oh, yeah.
Jackie, oh, yeah, that was a big deal.
I remember the first.
Oh, look, he has Asian Fever too. You can get Barely Legal, Asian Fever.
All the classy magazines.
Yeah.
Who gets these?
It's under Flint Publications.
Larry Flint. The lovely Larry Flint.
Amazing.
Yes, quite amazing.
Kind of floors me.
I don't know how we got from fandom to.
I
this.
guess we're talking about things that men are fans of.
I'm
Girly
still,
magazines.
I'm still back.
Hold on. You're gonna have to watch this show so we know
Girly magazines being one of
where we
them.
made the jump.
Where it all went terribly wrong.
Did you ever? Do you get one? I know I've seen Playboy in your house. Do you get it? Do you get it delivered to your house?
Yeah. They deliver.
I used to get when we were first engaged. I used to get Penthouse delivered. Remember?
Did you?
I can't believe that we used to live in that house with that landlady, and I used to get Penthouse. What was I thinking?
Well, it's covered. You know,
It's
they
covered.
they put the
Yeah.
black plastic all over
Yeah.
it. But like everybody knows what it is. Like I don't think
she
any
did.
mailman
No, I don't think
knows.
she
I don't think she did.
You think the mail guy knows? Like,
Yeah.
of course he knows.
Oh, the mail
that's
guy, no,
Playboy.
but our landlady was this old German woman
fundamentally Christian.
from the old country.
Yeah.
With the
And
accent.
she never went out. She never left the house except like to go like
church on
grocery
Sunday.
shopping or to church. Like she totally did not know. Like she lived in her own world. And yeah, I bet she did not know what it was. I'm sure the mailman knew what it was, but you know. I don't even remember that you used to get those.
Yeah, we used to.
Peruse them?
Yeah,
I probably read the forum.
yeah.
I used to read the letters.
Amazing.
It's what everyone used to
never
do.
thought
Yeah,
would-
that's exactly
I
what
never
it's
thought
for.
this would happen to me until one day.
Yes, everyone used to read the letters.
We have to wrap it up, guys.
We do.
Yeah.
Wow, when you're talking about porn, time goes quick.
Time goes by when you're talking
When
about
you're
porn.
talking about porn,
Does.
you use the expression you
Yeah.
have to wrap it up. It goes
Yeah.
a whole other place.
Lon, any plugs?
I'm going to concentrate February on my raising money for the AIDS ride that I'm doing in June. So, but I'm going to, I haven't, made
You're going to start
myself-
pushing it.
Yeah, I'm going to push it in February because it's the
Excellent.
shortest month. So,
Excellent. We'll see you all next week, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.